Over the last 14 days, I've helped my wife Liv to grow her Instagram account, but she's been stuck with 30k monthly viewers every single month, and I've helped her to increase to over 300,000 views per month organically. And I'm not a self-proclaimed guru, so let's put that out there. I'm just documenting exactly what has worked so far when helping her. And this is something that I'm excited to share with you. And I have 3 points that I want to cover today. And the third one is actually something that I think you might find really useful. But all of these 3 are connected, so make sure that you implement every single one of them so that you don't miss out on one. Otherwise the wheel won't work. Now, the first thing is when you are on Instagram or even on YouTube, social media and building your own personal brand, it covers many things. Not only the personal aspect of who you are as a creator, you're fundamentally a business person, a marketer. Even though you are pulled towards creating something more than yourself, more than just the monetary things. You want to serve the world, you want to get clients and actually transform lives. That I truly understand, my friend. Creating content, being more visible online, we have to have the confidence, feel that we are somebody worth listening to, the identity aspect of us. And I also have a video on that. I will put it somewhere on the screen. So watch that after this one. Now, when you have that identity of a content creator, you're able to consistently create videos on demand, feeling authentic that this is actually who you are on camera, and you will naturally attract the type of person who want to work with you. And you will naturally also filter out people who you absolutely don't want to work with. Now, so the more nitty-gritty things, more strategy talk here is when I created the content with Liv, my wife, we figured out exactly the winning concepts. We found out formats that actually works in real time from other creators. So we are stealing like artists. But not only that, Liv had already created content for several months. And so we figured out exactly what content were she getting a lot of views, but also more followers. Because sometimes, surprisingly, your least viewed content could also be the gold nuggets, where you're actually getting more followers if that's actually your goal. Because if you're wanting to building a business, you want loyal followers, not only views where people are just watching it for a single video and then just leaving. Now, you do that by researching formats that are winning. You can also do it with yours. That's exactly what I did with Liv. And then I did something interesting because I used trial reels and truly implemented that on her content. And I did something called A, B, and C testing. So basically I took the old reel that she had that was already winning organically on her page. It was more than 60 days old. And then I took the original and just changed 2 hooks on it. You can do more than that, but I did 2 text overlays and try them out. So basically I did a trial reel with the original one and I did 2 variations, so 3 in total, so A, B, and C. And the description I didn't change at all. I left it as is because the goal is to find out exactly what was the difference. Because interesting enough, I can show you on the screen too, that small changes do a lot. It could mean the difference between 1k views to over 50k views. Now, I used so the next thing is that even though you know what has worked for others and for you in the past, it's not enough in order to sustain this long term. You might get in the influx of people watching your videos, But the next thing is actually the icing on the cake in order to solidify the first point of actually finding out the winning concepts and implementing in the next videos and using trial reels. You'll also need to consistently know if the content you're creating is actually any good. So that's why I truly recommend using AI. You could use Claude or ChatGPT. I use both. They have their strengths. And if you have the paid versions, you could create projects. So basically everything you do when you're analyzing your content, you can give the project instructions on how to behave and think. Now, if you don't really know exactly how to prompt it, you can simply just ask your AI to help you out and ask you clarifying questions and then help you output as the best possible instructions for your project. So basically you can tell your AI to help you out creating a project that will help you analyze winning concepts, but also from your own content and see exactly what it thinks about the hook, what it thinks about the stats from it, because the goal with this point is you need to analyze exactly what has worked and see where you're dropping people from your content, and then for the next iteration of reel or long form you can then improve, because the goal is not to do drastic improvements, it's the incremental steps every single session that you do. For me, I'm creating videos every single day over the period of 30 days. We will see if I'm able to do more videos than that, more than that 30-day period. But nonetheless, you are improving consistently, and with the AI it can see more than you're able to. And I know my own drawbacks. I know that I can't know everything, and I'm fine with that. I'm letting some of my thinking process to be offloaded with AI. Not the creative part, simply seeing the stats. And it already knows the psychological levers or whatever you say, and it could give you suggestions on how you can improve. Let's say you have a 30-second long short form video, but you have a drop off at 4 seconds. And you can drop in your video too, and it can identify exactly what could be the issue there. Or if you have a long form, you can input the full video, or you can just do some screenshots of the analytics, and you could also do some of the transcript, and it will be able to help you out and see exactly what kind of suggestions of improvement for the next video that you do. Now, the goal is to simply improve incrementally. Now, this is a concept mentioned in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, where the goal is not to do some drastic transformation. Because we all know that people who try to improve their lives all of a sudden, they quit after a couple of weeks. Those who actually have sustainable transformations are those who simply see every single day as a stepping stone. You did one thing better than last time, and that's sustainable. Let's say I'm on a diet. It's okay if I eat candy sometimes, if I'm craving something, as long as I'm not avoiding the things I actually want. Otherwise, I will crave them even more. We want the things that we can't have. And now, incremental steps leads to improvement. So using AI will improve tremendously. And even if you don't use the paid versions of the AIs, you can simply prompt your AI to see your screenshots or your transcripts and help you out. Now, the next thing is, let's see here, I have my notes here on a Google Doc. So I use sort feed when I filter out content. I do it on my own page, but also on others. And this is more specifically for short form content. And you can use vidIQ or TubeBuddy for a long form on YouTube. And this is simply to identify exactly the outliers. You usually have, if you don't really know, you have on the side of a thumbnail, you can see exactly how many times more of what they usually get on the views. Let's say somebody has 36x on their thumbnail. That means that their video has tremendously out. Now, when you see on the thumbnail using vidIQ, you can see how many times a video has actually been performing compared to their average views on their channel. Now, these metrics are actually pretty cool when you're creating videos and you want to steal like an artist and use their format and modeling into your own. And they have basically done the research for you. So don't be afraid to steal. They have done the research, so you don't have to do that. So most of the things that Liv did on her channel was to focus on the winning concepts and formats from other people and also her own. And most of her content were winning concepts, winning hooks, framing, packaging, all of that. And then just a few percentages of her content is actually her experimenting, because content needs to feel fun. Otherwise, you will just crash and burn, which is no fun. Now, when you have all of that, and you have analyzed using AI and used SourceFeed and vidIQ or whatsoever, you're able to then use that into your AI to analyze your content using projects, or just giving the AI a prompt to see exactly what needs to be improved based on the analytics that you have showcased for it through either screenshots or simply writing down your transcripts and explaining exactly how it went for a video. Either it could be a winning concept from others or your own, and so that it can output exactly what you can improve for the next videos that you do. So incremental improvement is much better than doing a dramatic change, because you already know that people who try to change everything at once usually crash and burn after a couple of weeks. But you are different. You focus on one stepping stone at a time, one step after another. If you want chocolate one day despite you dieting, it's fine. You won't go on a binge eating spree. So with that said, the last thing, which is super important, I teased you in the beginning, I'm sorry for that. The one thing that was a tremendous help towards actually transforming Liv from 30k monthly views to over 300k was something more than tactics. Tactics and strategies are fine and dandy, but most people focus on those things, and those are only tip of the iceberg. The thing that actually changed her completely was she had changed how she saw herself, how she showed up. And this wasn't something like fake it till you make it. No, because people do that and they focus on tactics, but still they feel fake and they don't show up. She built through repetition and through intention, where she knew exactly how she used to be, the 1.0 version, and the 2.0 version, how she wants to be. So she let go of the internal stories of she's not confident, she's not the type of person to create content, who is she to do this, and instead reframing that into, I am a content creator, I'm a business owner, I do UGC. And she built up the receipt. She had a stack of receipts of this is the type of person I am, because over months she showed up consistently despite not feeling like it. And now the last 14 days she really stepped up. She did the tactics, and she also had more intention, thinking and being accountable towards herself, and meditating more, doing some breathwork sessions to brainwash herself basically into becoming more successful. So I'm going to leave you at that. So if you found any gold nuggets, make sure to comment them down below so that another person can find them. And make sure that you subscribe if you want to have more content like this.